if you earn 60,000 Kenyan shillings and above in Kenya, unafaa kuwa rich. You know why I'm saying so? Statistics from the KNBS, Kenya Bureau of Statistics, or whatever, that body that usually takes the census each and every 10 years, they say what? Majority of Kenyans, actually over 60% of Kenyans actually earn a salary of between 30,000 or rather 1,000 to 30,000. So if you are beyond that amount of money, then you should consider yourself an high end in terms of earnings. And by the way, you know what? If you're lucky and you earn yourself over 100,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the month, you fall under the category of 1% of Kenyans. Can you imagine that? 1% of Kenyans, meaning the rarest breed that you have in Kenya. Like, these people are actually somewhere. You know what? That's why I'm saying if you earn yourself above 60,000, honestly speaking, if you have the brain, if you know how to use money, if you know how to manage your income, if you know how to manage your cash, if you have the budget, if you have the appropriate discipline, sacrifices, and all other plans, financial literate, if you listen to good Joseph, then rest assured you should be rich somewhere. And if you should not, you are not rich as of now, then you should be in 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years from today. That's a reality and that's a fact. And how exactly do you do that? Only thing that you need to do is watch this video to the end so that you understand what exactly tools are you supposed to apply on or apply, so that at least you can be able to proceed, push this wheel and realize your goals. All right, so guess what? I usually upload a video each and every day. So if you don't want to miss any piece of my good videos, this is what you need to do. By the way, it doesn't cost anything. It is free of charge and it is fast. Cost only 1 second, and I bet you got it. All right, so down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. Hit that magical button and also like this video by giving it a thumbs up and commenting down below. And guess what? Only by doing that, you get be notified by YouTube whenever I upload a new good video. All right, so let's get into this business now. There you are, you earn yourself over 60,000 Kenyan shillings. And when I say above 60, I say 60 and everything that is above it. All right, so at that particular point in Kenya, one thing you're regarded as a high end in terms of income in our country. By the way, if you're a teacher and earning yourself 60,000, of course you must have in that service for quite a long time, probably 10 years or maybe more than that. Anyway, around that amount of money. Okay, now the point is this. Now, what are you supposed to do with that amount of money so that at least you realize yourself or you realize your dreams? Number one, kindly. The problem that you do is this. The moment there is an increment in terms of salary, you increase your spending, you increase your expenditure. And that's the mistake that is killing people. One thing you can remember, if you were to close your eyes and remember your flashback, you remember there was a time maybe you were paid like 10,000, maybe when you were in an intern, or maybe you were paid 20,000, maybe when you were employed by the BOM, or I don't know what they call it in school. I'm just taking a teacher as an example, okay? But this video is not limited to teachers. Anybody can listen to it, all right? So the point is this, that the moment there is an increment in terms of salary, now you increase your expenditure. We call them the recurrent expenditure, like the house rent. You shift from your house that you're paying, like let's say 5,000 to 9,000 to 19,000 to 20,000. Maybe you're earning yourself like 200K. Now you've gone to a house like it's worth like 80,000. Come on, you're shooting your foot, all right? Whenever there is an increment in terms of your salary, do not directly proportion it to ads you getting yourself more liabilities on top of you. You end up having yourself a car that you're reserving a loan. You end up having what we call that some things that are not so much necessary in your life, because I know one thing that usually attach all those things with something that you call the status. One thing that you're supposed to understand is that status costs a certain amount of money. What do I mean by a status? Let me explain a little bit. Status means, like, let's say you are a teacher, let's say you are a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a lawyer, you are what have you. You're highly spoken of, you're highly regarded in our society, especially in African society. They expect you to have money, they expect you to drive, they expect you to live in a nice place, they expect you to have all those kind of things. So because you know that's what they expect, then you end up stretching yourself, you overstretch yourself, because they expect you to take your kids to the best schools and such kind of a thing. Because sort of quote, this life is like a competition of something also. So whoever told you it's not a competition actually lied to you, and he was trying to cover you from the reality of the world, right? So when you realize they expect that from you, then there you are. You amass yourself with a very big house that actually, maybe it's a four-bedroom house that you're renting out there. You're being scoping out like 40,000 out of your pocket. You're taking your kids to the best of the best schools, whereas you can just take them to an okay school. I'm advocating for a quality education anyway, but you don't overstretch yourself, all right? If it's dressing, you got yourself like a suit each and every day. It's not even a requirement from your job. There you are, you've gotten yourself a car that is not, you didn't even buy, cash, or maybe even if you bought that specific cash or car cash, then you realize that it's not even earning you anything, just because you want to flex, look good and such kind of a thing. It's like you're on a mission to prove prove to people that you're earning money. Now, at that particular point, now we say you're funding your starters. And by the time you hit your 40, 50, 60, you realize nobody was even looking, by the way. You realize it was all alone, it was all a hoax. You are just doing your things, you're just doing things that were not even necessary. This is the point what I would advise you to do. Take that amount of money that you earn. I always advise, please, 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 if it is possible, set aside 20%. But the point is this: move or try to squeeze yourself, be a little bit frugal or minimalist. All right, I always say it is good to even sacrifice yourself, like for the next 5 years, for the sake of 40, 50, 60 years from today, and the next generation that will proceed you. All right, the point is this: make sure that at least you set aside 20%. I said at least, I didn't say you set aside 20%. I said at least. If you can manage 30, 40, that well and good, and that's an amazing thing. What do? After you saving that amount of money, then you channel it towards investment. I do not have any problem with you buying a car. If you're buying an Uber for the purpose of you generating another extra income, so be it. If you're buying yourself, let's say like a lorry, maybe you just want to do the logistic things of matatu or matatu business, well and good. I don't have any problem with the car. The only problem I have is that you take that kind of money, drives you to the job, back home, back to the job, and such kind of a thing, and then you're repaying your loan of that specific car using the amount of money that you're getting as your salary. No, that is not the principle of investment. The principle of investment say, if you show up to a bank, they give you like 10 million Kenyan shilling, 20 million, 5 million, 3 million, whatever the amount of money. You are supposed to repay that money with whatever you channel that money towards in terms of investment, generate some income. That what should pay you towards that specific thing. But let's take this case example. You took a loan to go ahead and build your house, of which I don't recommend if you're still young. You took a loan, you build your own house, and then you get cut from your salary. Let's say you are a teacher, and then that money that you took, it is not generating any income, because basically a home, yes, it may be regarded as an asset, but at the same time it's like a debt capital, because it does not generate any income. Actually, it takes something out of you. The infrastructure itself, that's what I believe, it kind of depreciates, but the land and whatever, that appreciate. But if you calculate the rate at which that money could have appreciated, if maybe you've directed that money towards somewhere else, that would be an amazing thing. I would even prefer you buying a piece of land somewhere, you value add that specific place by either fencing, doing the electricity connection, then you divide that piece of land into small plots like 50 by 100, you resell it. All right, because personally I love real estate and I love lands and such kind of a thing. So that's the way that you develop yourself. So the point is this: that amount of money that you're setting aside in terms of your accumulation, or commonly known as savings, that money, that's what you channel towards investing, then get some money in terms of your passive income. Now, this passive income, commonly known as the baby money, is what you take towards now funding your things. Now, this, if you can buy a car with this, if you can build your home with this, if you can just do all other things that you usually crave or admire, then there is no problem with that. But the mistake is you taking that basic salary that you're getting towards funding your starters, and that's the way that you get yourself into a situation. I happen to interact with certain individual whom we were working with back when I was attached somewhere. That individual told me, I've been employed for the last 36 years, and guess what happens? I have not secured myself like that thing that I can say I'm about to go to a retire, now I'm safe and secured. Or what I have done, yes, I did build my own home, I've educated my kids and such kind of things, but here I am, I'm 55 years old, I do not even know where I would start. I've never started a business, I've never done anything. And it is true, that guy, we've interacted with him, or we do interact with him, and what I've realized is that this guy is a little bit confused. All what he knows is to just be nice, a very nice clean shoe, and he doesn't even have an idea of how he can be able to invest, even if he gets that pension at the end of his retirement or something of sort. So the point is this: you having a salary of that amount of money in Kenya, honestly speaking, let's be sincere. Yeah, I know you guys, you're complaining that the economy of Kenya is not doing okay, the cost of living is quite high, but if I can tell you, there's some places whereby they even get a lot of money in terms of the tax cut, like close to 40%. Like America, they get a tax of over 40%. Yeah, I know what you're about to say. Hey, they have built the infrastructure, whatever employment is assured them. Yeah, I know. But anyway, that's not where I'm going. I'm not even here for politics. The point is this: it is good to make sure that at least you cut on your expenditure. All right? If you realize the things has been increased, all right? If you realize that, let's say, the cooking oil has been increased like double figure, and then you're still maintaining the way you are consuming, the same way that the rate at which you're consuming, the same procedure, and then the cost has gone higher, then what do you think will happen to your money in your pocket? They just fly away. You'll be wondering, where did my money go? So the point is this: make sure that you're very careful, you're keen on what you're doing, how you spend your money. so that at least you can accumulate yourself in terms of wealth creation and move to the next level. And I say this, don't think or believe that a salary will make you rich. All what you can do is to channel that what you're setting aside in terms of your savings, invest that amount of money, and then grow to the next level. And there's some of the investment that you can be able to do that does not require you to be there physically, and I've been giving them. You can check my previous videos about money market fund, about treasury bills, treasury bonds. You can take about the circle investment, about stocks, stock shares, and something of sort. So all those are areas that you can be able to invest, like index fund, hedge fund, and all those kind of areas, so that you can proceed yourself to the next level. So the point is that let's cease believing that you can only earn yourself a million bob at the end of the month for you to grow ahead to the next level. No, if you cannot be able to manage a salary of 50,000, rest assured, even if you were given 100, 200, or whichever the amount upward, you'll never be able to manage yourself. You always live to understand or believe that you can only earn more for you to be able to earn yourself what we call the freedom of finance and something of sort. You know what, guys? If you've managed to watch this video up to this particular point, I'm so grateful. And my name is Joseph, talk about investment, money, and anything related to the cash. If you would like to have a conversation with me, I offer those services. All what you need to do, grab my number from the description of this specific video, give me a call or text. Then from there, we can just have a conversation about business, about investment, about finance, and that kind of a thing for just a cup of coffee. All right. I also have booklets about investments. You can grab my number, text me or call me. You can get yourself about business ideas, business plan, or whatever for only 280 shillings. Anyway, guys, you know what? For now, I'm about to say goodbye because it is. But make sure you subscribe, you like this video, and if it's possible as well, you can as well join this specific channel where I give you unique packs before anybody sees it. You can be able to consume all the information. For now, it's a goodbye and see you.